Ever noticed how women act different around certain men? Not just any men, but Sigma males. They'll stare a little longer, but look away when you catch them. They'll be intrigued but confused because you're not like the rest. See, most guys are easy to read. Women know exactly how to push their buttons, control their attention, and predict their next move. But a Sigma? You're an enigma, a mystery they can't quite figure out. And that drives them crazy. Psychologists say humans are wired to crave certainty. We feel comfortable when we can predict outcomes. But when something or someone doesn't fit the usual patterns, it sparks an obsession. And that's exactly what happens when women meet a Sigma male. You're unpredictable, unbothered, unavailable, and that makes you irresistible. But here's where it gets weird. Instead of just admitting they're drawn to you, women will act in strange ways. Some will test you, others will try to change you, and some will play little mind games to see if they can crack your cool exterior. Today we're breaking down 5 weird things women do when they realize you're a Sigma male. Get ready, because once you see these behaviors for what they are, you'll never unsee them. Let's dive in. 1. They test your independence, but secretly love it. Women have an instinctive way of testing men, especially those who don't fit into the typical social hierarchy. And when they realize you're a Sigma male, the testing goes into overdrive. At first, they might act like they're just casually interested in your life. They'll ask questions like, "So what do you do for fun?" Or "Do you hang out with your friends a lot?" But these aren't just innocent questions. They're subtle probes, attempts to see if you're as independent as you appear to be. Why? Because independence is rare. Most men crave validation, companionship, and external approval. But a Sigma? He moves through life as if the world is just background noise. He doesn't chase, he doesn't beg, and he sure as hell doesn't need anyone to complete him. That kind of self-sufficiency is both intimidating and magnetic. So what do women do when they recognize this? They start pushing boundaries. They might forget to text you back just to see if you'll chase. They might cancel plans at the last minute to gauge your reaction. Or they'll subtly try to pull you into the same emotional traps that work on other guys, acting distant to see if you'll try harder. But here's where things get interesting. The moment they realize that none of this affects you, that you truly don't care whether they stay or leave, their entire demeanor shifts. Suddenly, they become the ones putting in more effort. They start showing up more, texting first, and trying to prove their worth. 2. They try to figure you out, and it drives them crazy. Most men are easy to read. You can tell when they're nervous, when they're trying to impress, when they're frustrated, or when they're desperate for attention. But a Sigma? He's a walking mystery. And for women, that's infuriating and completely irresistible. The way Sigma males carry themselves, calm, composed, and unbothered, creates an aura of intrigue that most women can't resist. They start analyzing everything you do, looking for clues. Why doesn't he open up like other guys? What is he thinking when he just sits there, quietly observing? Does he even like me, or is he just tolerating me? This obsession with figuring you out is one of the weirdest but most common behaviors women display when they realize you're Sigma. They'll ask deep personal questions to try and crack your code. They'll watch how you react to different situations. They might even test you emotionally, bringing up controversial topics or playing little mind games just to see how you respond. Why? Because mystery is powerful. Most guys spill their entire life story within the first few conversations. They try to impress by oversharing or boasting. But a Sigma male doesn't play that game. He speaks only when necessary, keeps his emotions in check, and never reveals more than he wants to. One day you might be completely detached, and the next you say something so profound that it shakes them to their core. One moment you seem indifferent, and the next you show an unexpected level of understanding and depth. This unpredictability keeps them hooked. 3. They try to make you jealous, but it backfires. When a woman realizes she's dealing with a Sigma male, one of the first things she'll do, consciously or unconsciously, is try to trigger an emotional reaction. And one of the classic tactics, trying to make you jealous. Now, this is something that works perfectly on most guys. Women know that if they mention another man, act extra friendly with someone in front of you, or casually bring up how so many guys are into them, The average guy will react instantly. He'll get defensive, competitive, or start seeking reassurance. But a Sigma, he just doesn't care. And that's where things get interesting. See, when a woman tries to make you jealous, she's not necessarily doing it to hurt you. She's doing it to test how much you care. She wants to know if she has an effect on you, if she can influence your emotions, if she holds any power over you. But when you don't react the way most men do, when you remain unbothered, unfazed, and completely indifferent, it completely throws her off. At first, she might think you just didn't notice, so she'll try again. Maybe she'll laugh a little louder at another guy's joke, mention an ex-boyfriend in passing, or post something suggestive on social media just to see if you react. But when she realizes that none of it works, that you remain completely in control of your emotions, something changes. Suddenly, she's the one feeling insecure. She's the one wondering if you actually like her. She's the one who starts questioning her tactics. Because deep down, women don't actually want a man who is easily shaken. They don't respect a guy who gets jealous over nothing. What they really crave is a man who is so sure of himself, so confident in his own worth, that nothing rattles him. And when a Sigma male demonstrates this level of control, it makes a woman rethink everything. 4. They keep coming back, even when they walk away. One of the strangest and most telling signs that a woman knows you're a Sigma male, she keeps coming back, even after she walks away. Here's how it happens. At first, she's intrigued. Your mysterious nature, your quiet confidence, your unwillingness to conform, it's all incredibly attractive. You're not like the other guys who flood her DMs, seek her approval, or try too hard to impress her. But then something shifts. She realizes that being with you isn't like being with the average guy. You're not predictable. You don't follow the usual script. You don't give her constant validation or make it easy for her to control the dynamic. And that scares her. Most women are used to a certain level of emotional control in relationships. They know how to push buttons, how to get attention, how to influence a man's emotions. But with a Sigma, none of the usual tactics work. So what does she do? She leaves. Maybe she tells herself that you're too independent, too emotionally detached, or that you just don't seem interested enough. She might even go looking for someone easier, a guy who will chase her, validate her, and play by the usual rules. But here's the thing. After a while, she starts to realize something. Every other guy feels boring in comparison. That constant attention she thought she wanted, it feels suffocating. The emotional reactions she used to enjoy, they seem immature. The predictable conversations, they lack depth. And that's when it hits her. There's no replacing the kind of presence a Sigma male has. So she comes back. 5. They try to fix you, even when you don't need fixing. One of the strangest things women do when they realize you're a Sigma male, they try to fix you, even though nothing is broken. See, women are naturally drawn to the idea of shaping a man. It's not always conscious, but deep down, many women believe they can mold a guy into what they want. With most men, this works. They'll tell a guy to text more often, so he does. They'll suggest he change his style, so he does. They'll drop hints about what they like in a man, so he adapts. But with a Sigma, that game doesn't work. You're not trying to be something you're not. You don't seek validation, and you certainly don't change just to make someone else happy. You're on your own path, and no one gets to dictate how you live your life. And that's exactly why women get this strange urge to try to help you. At first, it starts small. She might suggest you open up more, or be a little more social. She'll act like your lone wolf nature is a flaw that needs to be corrected. She'll frame it as helping you become your best self, when in reality, she's just trying to make you fit into her idea of what a man should be. But when you don't change, when you stay exactly who you are, that's when things get interesting. She starts getting frustrated. She doesn't understand why you won't bend, why you won't let her improve you like she has with other guys. And that's when she realizes something. You're already the man you're supposed to be. And for a woman who's used to guys seeking her approval, that realization is both intimidating and incredibly attractive. She wanted to change you, but in the end, you changed the way she sees men. And that's why Sigma males leave women wanting more. That's it for today's video. If you found yourself nodding along to any of these, you already know what to do. Drop a comment and let's see how many of you relate. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.